Motorsports. Welcome to Hickory Speedway, where the countdown to excitement is short.
Oh, Benson. Oh, David Green.
Not good.
Big trouble back straightaway as Larry Pearson's car was in the air, but it came back down on four wheels and is still going. Fussing with leader Chad Little down to the inside, turns him around. Benson slams into LePage. That was neither pretty nor subtle.
Neither is that.
It has been a rainy, cloudy day here in Hickory, North Carolina, but the weatherman is cooperating on this Easter weekend. The engines have fired, and we're set to go racing NASCAR style. Hi, everybody. I'm Eli Gold, along with Buddy Baker. Welcome to Hickory Motor Speedway. You ever heard the term survival of the fittest? Boy, does that ever ring true here at Hickory. You've got to survive qualifying just to make the race. Then, Buddy, you've got to survive 300 laps to try and get to victory lane.
Well, as you can see in the start of the show here, you have to be aggressive. If you're too aggressive, you'll spend the day in the pits.
Let's take a look at our AutoZone race analysis, brought to you by the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. A relatively short race, 108.9 miles, but it's a grueling 300 laps, trust me, and the pit road speed of 20 miles an hour. That's a story we'll be talking about as our afternoon continues. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's Sundrop 400 because the late model stock cars of NASCAR are also here, but these men will run 300 laps. David Green, fourth time in a row, he's on the Busch pole here at Hickory, and good to see Jeff Purvis back after the cracked ribs and a case of pneumonia. Curtis Markham, there you see Elliott Sadler, younger brother of Hermes Sadler. As we take a look at the starting lineup, Buckshot Jones, Jimmy Spencer in for Jim Bowen here this weekend. Doug Hevron's in a backup car. Bill Parsons with one of our onboard cameras. We'll give you a tour a bit later on. There you see rows 9 and 10. Jeff Fuller, the defending Rookie of the Year for the NASCAR Busch Series. Dick Trickle, second visit here in 25 years. And Tommy Houston starting Andy Houston's car. We'll follow up on that as well. There you see back through row number 14, Johnny Chapman outside of that 14th row. And the final few starters here today in this 31-car field, including Chuck Bowen. He'll be starting shotgun here this afternoon. As we mentioned, some interesting stories today, including a new-look pit road here. Glenn Jarrett and Larry McReynolds are on the pit lane.
Well, Eli, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch today, that new pit road. And by the way, welcome to Easter weekend here in the so-called sunny South. David Green's on the pole, his fourth consecutive pole here at Hickory. That is the NASCAR Busch Grand National qualifying record. Those guys up front here, LePage, Jeff Purvis, Todd Bodine. It's kind of easy when you start up front, but man, we got some competitors in the back, Larry, that got their work cut out for them.
Well, that's right, Glenn. This is a third-mile racetrack. You got Dick Trickle starting in the back. You got Chad Little, who always runs good here. These guys obviously are here to win the race, but in the early going, they got to walk that fine line, stay out of trouble, but not get lapped, because when they drop the green flag, these guys are half a lap down from the very get-go.
Well, it's cold out here today. The action will be hot on the racetrack. And by the way, it only took 12 synthetic rabbits to make these gloves.
They are definitely you. A fashion statement there from Glenn Jarrett. On board the Channel Lock car for Phil Parsons, one of 3 teams that will be carrying our in-car cameras here today. Phil starting well and looking forward to a good run here today. Now, that guy ought to give us some pretty good pictures, buddy.
That camera will get a good workout today. You can count on Spencer always being in the middle of everything.
And Dick Trickle also carrying an onboard camera. As we mentioned, he ran here 25 years ago in a Harry Gant backup car. And that day, Harry Gant won the race, and Dick Trickle came home in second spot. So he's got a pretty good feeling for this racetrack as we are 1 lap away from going back, or at least going to green. Let's take a look at the drivers who failed to qualify for this event. There you see Tommy Houston. We'll tell you what that asterisk is about. Bill Engel, that is Steve Grissom's crew chief from NASCAR Winston Cup Racing. technically had a provisional, but chose not to take it.
Eli, he hadn't run in quite a while, and he made a very good decision not to start the car here and give somebody else a starting spot.
Now, we mentioned Tommy Houston didn't qualify in his own car number 6, but that is Andy Houston's car, the same Suburban propane sponsorship, and Tommy's aboard the Zero machine.
Well, I think that they had a meeting last night, and they said, we want Tommy to start it. He's an 8-time winner, and of course, Andy, he runs here weekly, so they made a decision. Tommy Houston may win this race. He's very talented.
This racetrack is not an easy one to negotiate by any stretch of the imagination. The turns banked 12 degrees in turns 1 and 2. Turn 3 and 4 banked 14 degrees. The straightaway is only 315 feet long. And here we go now as the green flag is about to be displayed from Carl Simmons. And it's David Green leading the charge to the pole into turn 1.
David Green got a great start. You see him pulling up the back straightaway there. He's really got a good run going. That's Jeff Purvis down in the corner. Curtis Markham there in the 63 on the inside, side by side as they come down the front straightaway.
The first of 300 laps in the books here at Hickory. There's problems in turn numbers 1 and 2 as cars go around. Doug Hevron in the 75. That's a backup car. He wrecked in turn 3 yesterday, and there you see the problems for Hevron.
No caution, though. He's still underway. Doug Hevron's coming into pits as we speak. No caution. They're still under green.
Again, that is a backup machine. As he'll go a lap down, and the leader, David Green, in front of what is single file now all the way around the racetrack. Let's see exactly what happened to Doug Hevron's car.
Well, you see him going down through the corner here. Just a little tangle there. It looks like Nathan Buckey might have got into the back of Hevron just a little bit. It don't take much in the center part of the corner to turn you around.
Doesn't take much anywhere, but particularly here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
There's a story with the 88 car here. That's Kevin LePage. You usually see him in the 71 car. This week, first ride in the 88 car. He's running extra good. He's moving in on David Green now, and he's running second place.
Now you see fourth position on back going around the 75 of Doug Hevron. And there's problems there. Curtis Markham does the full 360, and everybody goes around either way. No caution yet.
We hardly need a replay on that. Randy LaJoy just got in the back just a little bit there. The same place that the accident happened just a second ago. It turned him around. 7 laps complete. David Green ahead of Kevin LePage. Pete Orr was the driver of record in car number 88, you'll remember. But he and the team parted ways during the week. A peaceable enough parting of the ways. As, again, we look at the 63. Coming through. Just barely touched him, but at that point on the racetrack, the car is very light on the back. If it gets any contact at all, it'll turn him right around.
Back up front, still David Green and Kevin LePage. Further back, Buckshot Jones in the 00, Hermie Sadler in the 1, Nathan Buckey in the 66.
You can see Hermie Sadler giving him just a little nudge there, letting him know this is short track racing. We run very close here. Buckshot kind of gives him away. It's early in the race to be contesting too much.
Phil Parsons in the 10 tries the inside move on Buckshot Jones. This is 11 laps into the 300 lap event here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
The 14 car there, that's Elton Sawyer. He's driving for his wife, Patty Marwee. He's subbing for her this week. She has a leg problem where she broke a leg at Rockingham earlier in the year, so Elton Sawyer's driving her car today.
Good pack of traffic. Middle of the field on back. They're up front. Leaders working some traffic now. Around Johnny Chapman. Trouble. Here spinning is Randy Porter. And no caution again. Carl Simmons was reaching for the yellow, but it never was displayed. So our third spin without a yellow. And now the leader's already catching the tail end of the field.
Kevin LePage looks like he has his car dialed in very well. David Green's leading the race in the 95 car there. Just behind him is Kevin LePage. First ride in this car. Look at him close up in the center part of the corner.
And Tommy Houston driving the 0. And if you're just joining us, he's in his son's car after Tommy failed to qualify for the 3rd straight time here at Hickory.
Well, Tommy's not going to roll over and play dead at this point in the race. He wants to stay in the lead lap if possible without causing a big problem for the leader. So he's going to fight him for a few minutes here and try, if a caution comes out, of course, he'd be on the tail end of the lead lap.
Plus, how many times have we seen Tommy Houston just hang on the lead lap barely, then make a stop as Jeff Fuller spins out of turn number 4, and this time caution is on the Speedway. Lap number 18 is on the board, so we'll go yellow at lap number 19 officially for Jeff Fuller's spin out of turn number 4. So from the start, it has been David Green showing the way. He continues. There's the top 10 early here at Hickory.
There's a fine line of motor oil separating your car's engine parts that's as little as 1/1000th of an inch. But friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporize, weakening its ability to protect expensive parts. Texaco Haviland Formula 3 is formulated to control volatility, fight vaporization, and provide complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
It's 400 miles of rocky, rutted trails with enough bumps and jumps to shake a truck to pieces. But if you think an endurance race through the Arizona desert is a real torture test for a truck, just imagine what it can do to a battery. That's why Parker 400 winners Dan Smith and Dave Ashley chose a battery they could depend on to go the distance. The Duralast battery. The same Duralast you can depend on for your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
When asked, 9 out of 10 people say they'd rather be on vacation than at home.
Come on.
Board.
You have to
I have to practice. Mom, she's a train professional. Do not throw the ducks.
Of course, most of the people they asked didn't own a John Deere, because in survey after survey, folks are more satisfied with John Deere than other lawn tractors.
Honey, it's green.
It sure is.
Anything.
Nothing runs like a deer.
Yeah. To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later.
Pure later.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Sundrop 400 is brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, controls volatility and fights vaporization. By the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By John Deere, makers of quality lawn and grounds care equipment. Nothing runs like a Deere. And by Purolator, to protect your engine. Remember, pure oil now, pure oil later. Purolator. Set to go back to green here at Hickory. While you were gone, we had Jason Keller on pit road, Doug Hevron, Tommy Houston with a chassis adjustment. He was in, so too Johnny Chapman, but now we're set to go back to green. And David Green, who has led from the get-go, takes him back into the corner. Remember, the 47 is Fuller. He was trying to get his lap back. He's to the outside of the 88 machine. Driven here by Kevin LePage. Jeff Purvis hanging right in there in car number 4.
And just behind him in the 81 car there, that's Todd Bodine, and just behind him, Randy LaJoy in the 74 car. You see how close they're running in the corner. There's a little contact in every corner. That's just to let them know, yes, this is a short track. You lean a little bit, you touch a little bit.
There's LaJoy trying to go around and does past the Jeff Fuller car, the lap machine, who spun off turn 4 moments ago to bring out the caution. 51 is Jimmy Spencer. He's in Jim Bound's car this weekend.
reason for that, Jim Bound has several broken ribs right now. He plans to be back after this 3-week off. Tommy Houston's out on the back straightaway.
Yeah, Tommy Houston looked as though a big plume of smoke came out from behind the car, and that might be all for Tommy Houston as he quickly comes to the pit lane. What a successful runner he has been. Of course, he has missed the last 3 races in his own events. In his own cars, I should say. Let's go to Glenn and see what they're working on.
Well, guys, they jacked the car up on the left side. I can smell some oil burning, but I don't see any fluid dripping out of the car yet. They're kind of scratching their head. I think it might be a rear gearing problem. That's the area they're looking in right now. So give them a little bit of time to chase down the problem, and we'll report back to you. It looks to be rear end right now.
Meanwhile, there is one quick cat right there, David Green. Just joining us, he was on the Busch pole and has led for all of the 29 laps thus far. Further back in 3rd spot, there you see Jeff Purvis ahead of Todd Bodine and Randy LaJoie. Purvis, he had the cracked ribs. Then while he was recovering from that, he contracted pneumonia. Finally, he's feeling good. Remember, Sterling Marlin has been subbing for him the last couple of weeks.
Well, this racetrack's a very good racetrack, but you do take a lot of pressure on your right side of your body when you go in the corners here, because it's almost solid rounds around here. So if his ribs are still a little tender, he's going to feel it today.
Todd Bodine in the 81 tried to get the jump as we watch that battle back into the corner. If you're a Tommy Houston fan, Glenn Jarrett tells us a rear end problem is going to force that car behind the wall. So Tommy Houston will be going back behind the wall as potentially the first retiree of the day.
You know, Eli, it looks to me like Jeff Purvis may be having just a little bit of handling problems as they start in the corner. You see Todd Bodine trying to get under him here with Randy LaJoie in the 74. They're putting a lot of pressure. These guys are in a hurry right now.
That is 2 seconds behind the 2nd place car. David Green leads. LePage is 2nd, and this battle is 2 seconds behind 2nd place.
You know, this is a Hamlin racetrack, and you really can't tell that a car is really off that much, but you see Todd Bodine drop back just a little bit down the straightaway. When they get in the corner, he's getting a lot of pressure from Todd Bodine, and just a little nudge there.
Good run for Jeff Purvis. 36 laps into this 300-lap event. 0.363 miles around is what this racetrack measures, and Todd's getting a little antsy in the 81.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going to give him a wake-up call here in just a second. He's starting to get a little more aggressive down in the corner, and one thing you don't want to do is hang him getting in the corner because it'll wreck both cars.
74 is Randy LaJoie right there as well, running in 5th. 3rd spot, Purvis isn't going quietly, though.
Pretty impressive. He's on the outside. That is not the preferred line through the corner right now. But what that does, it cuts off the angle on Todd Bodine as far as accelerating down the corner fast. He needs the whole racetrack, so he's having to really pedal put the thing out of the corner to keep it from getting sideways.
This is 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot that you're looking at. David Green still leads, and Kevin LePage is 2nd. And now the squeeze play with Rodney Combs in the 43. And he wisely gave way. Jeff Purvis, that was his problem in turn 4. Doug Hebron spins. Also spinning is Johnny Chapman. Caution on the Speedway for the 2nd time. It will fly for the leaders at lap number 42. As Doug Hebron spins off the corner, Johnny Chapman also involved. So the caution for the 2nd time today in what to this moment has been a David Green benefit. He leads here at Hickory in the Sundrop 400.
At Citgo, our super premium gasoline will give you the high performance you demand. So prepare yourself to be totally blown away. Super premium performance. Citgo says go.
Talladega is a technical track. To win there, you got to understand the draft and be able to use it to your advantage. Knowing when to make your move, where to make your move. It's just an all-day drafting chess game. High bank, flat out running, 30-car drafts. You're hooked up in a 200-mile-an-hour freight train, and you can race 500 miles and just win by inches.
Busch Beer is proud to bring you the great tracks of NASCAR, now featuring the Talladega Super Speedway.
That's Talladega. You just run flat out all day long.
Men, is gray hair sneaking up on you, right under your nose, making you look too old?
Whoa, it is sneaking up on me. Up here, too.
You need Just for Men gel, made for the hard-to-color gray of mustaches and sideburns. Simply brush in this no-drip gel, and in 5 minutes, rinse. Gray's gone. Your mustache and sideburns blend perfectly with your natural hair color.
That gray won't sneak up on me again.
Just for Men gel, the sure thing for a natural look.
When I punch the clock, I'm a working machine. I got boots to do the job, got my Wolverines. I can take a wild jackhammer, 3 miles of interstate. I can work like hell, never get the blues, 'cause I feel like heaven in my Wolverine boots. Wolverine door shots, guaranteed comfort for your money back. Work like hell, feel like heaven. Wolverine door shots, made in the USA.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Sundrop 400 is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. Welcome back, everybody. Working the second caution flag of the afternoon. Doug Hevron now 2 laps down. Let's see exactly what happened off turn 4. Oh, no one around. He and Chapman both spin, doing the synchronized spinning there off the corner.
Eli, a lot of times on a short track, when a car in front of you spins, rather than try to miss him, you can spin your own car.
Sure.
And everybody behind you has a little space in between them. You can save both cars by not trying to avoid him by keeping the car straight and maybe running into him.
And Johnny Chapman, who carries the NC State Wolfpack sponsorship aboard here. While we were gone, a couple of pit stops have taken place for Chad Little, who is running around 27th position right now. I remember here last year, he was particularly good low on the racetrack and through the middle of the turns, and that doesn't seem to be working, Glenn. What have they been working on the car?
Well, they just weren't happy with it, Eli. The car was very loose. They thought the car might tighten up due to the cold conditions. The tires seemed to stay a little pressure a little longer, so they were worried about it being too tight. They had the car too loose, and Chad was really losing ground. In fact, it wouldn't have been but about 5 to 8 more laps. He would have gone a lap down under the green, so good caution for him. They came in, changed right side tires, made a slight chassis adjustment on the car, so we're going to go to green this time, but Chad's still at the back of the field. They brought him back in to retighten the lug nuts on the right rear. We're ready to go green.
But that Pontiac is going to be potent, I bet you, before we get too much farther into the race. They've had some time to work on things. That John Deere Pontiac for Chad Little, who ran so well here at Hickory a year ago. Back under green, Jeff Purvis. He's in the 4th spot right now, ahead of Randy LaJoie. Car to their outside is Randy Porter. He's already being shown a couple of laps down. Porter is. Black flag being shown to Rodney Combs. He passed to the left prior to the green flag being put out, or at least I should say to Chad Little. I correct myself. I said Rodney Combs. It'll be Chad Little who is getting the black flag.
Randy LaJoie there trying to get by Jeff Purvis. He's made 2 or 3 runs on the inside. Jeff Purvis is able to hold him off, but Jeff is having a problem with his chassis. I don't know what the problem might be, but he is having a problem in the center of the corner.
Larry McReynolds is on pit road, and I had Rodney Combs on my mind seconds ago, Larry, because he was in and the hood was up on the car. What's going on?
That's exactly right, Eli. Rodney Combs is having all kinds of trouble. His clutch started slipping, and you don't shift here, obviously, when you're racing in Hickory, but you got to have the clutch to leave and come in out of the pits and on restart. Also, his car was bottoming out really bad in the corner, so they actually come in and raised the car up in the front a while ago. And you say, why didn't that show up yesterday in practice? Well, what happened? These guys really lowered their air pressure to race, and the car was just too low and bottoming out. And you're exactly right, buddy. Jeff Purvis' car, the front end just will not stick in the center of the corner, so they're certainly going to have to make some chassis adjustments here shortly.
Well, he's got trouble with a capital T headed for him. That's Jimmy Spencer in the 51, and he is just behind him. It won't take him long if Purvis is having trouble in the center corner for Jimmy Spencer to reel him in.
Jimmy Spencer's first Busch Series win was here in this race back in 1989. So So he knows this racetrack. There's Phil Parsons in the 10. Mike McLaughlin trying to work his way through in the 34. Glenn Allen Jr. in the 99. That's the Luxair car.
You're riding with Dick Trickle down the back straightaway. When they call it a back straightaway, that means a crook back here. It's really not a straightaway. You're in a turn pretty much all the way around this track.
It's only 315 feet anyway.
Whoa, a little loose
there for Glenn Allen Jr. As we look back from Phil Parsons' car, David Green continues to lead. Let's take it further back so you'll know how your favorite is doing. A full field update brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. Todd Bodine, he's run a solid effort thus far as there's Buckshot Jones spinning, and caution is on the Speedway. Just as he began to start pulling away, the yellow was displayed by Carl Simmons. So for the third time this afternoon, lap number 59, Buckshot Jones spins in the corner, and we are under yellow. Only one team behind the wall right now, Tommy Houston. The other 30 still out there battling.
Napa carries more parts than anyone in the country. And during a big sale, I feel I can carry each one myself.
It's Napa's Spring Savings Sale, where you'll find great prices on the parts and accessories you need. Like a Napa Lawn and Garden Battery, just $17.99 after mail-in rebate. Napa Silver Air Filters from $3.49. And this handy 96 Rand McNally Road Atlas for only $4.99. So come gear up for the season at Napa's Spring Savings Sale.
We keep America running.
No matter what it was that you wanted to be when you grew up, you've probably discovered that Polaris makes an ATV you can use on the job. But some of the 14 different Polaris ATVs we make are also built for fun. Because whoever said that all of you would grow up? Polaris ATVs.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hickory Motor Speedway. We are 59 laps complete, working the third caution flag of the afternoon. Highway transportation provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago Motorhomes. Call 1-800-988-4884 and find out why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions. Let's take a look at exactly what has put us under caution for the third time as Buckshot Jones found himself with a handful here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Buckshot's the 00.
Yeah, he's right under Nathan Butke there. They're going through the corner. You see him run down there. He just had to check up on the brakes real hard there. The back end come around on him. There was no contact. He did all that by himself.
And on the 9 car, Joe Bessie managing to avoid there. Joe had himself problems at Bristol a weekend ago. There's Chad Little in the 23. Remember that black flag he received moments ago? It's cost him a couple of laps now. So he is 2 laps down. And this is a tough old racetrack to try and make up laps on, too, isn't it?
Especially if you're stopping, adjusting on the chassis every time there's a caution. He's really having to work hard right now. But this racetrack's easy to make up laps if you have the fastest car.
Hey, folks, as soon as we wrap up our race coverage here this afternoon, hope you can stick around. We'll be along with Race Talk immediately following our broadcast today. The legendary Ned Jarrett will be joining us. Of course, he hosts Inside NASCAR right here on TNN Motorsports. So stick around. As soon as we all wrap up here at the racetrack, I will do the 50-yard mosey downstairs and put on another microphone, and we'll be set to go for Race Talk. That's coming up right after the Sundrop 400. Back to work, lap number 62 of 300. Make it 63 now as they come to the start-finish line. Chad Little's trying to get one of those laps back. He's the green and yellow machine. David Green, the leader, though, in car 95.
And Kevin LePage putting a lot of pressure on David Green, our race leader. He popped him just a little bit back here. He's getting by right now. Chad Little's still having a problem getting off the corner. I think Todd Bodine there in third place in the 81 car is the sleeper right now. This car is running extra well.
You were telling me that yesterday.
He's putting that car through absolutely no pressure whatsoever. But look how well he gets off into the corner. When he picks the throttle up, watch him just push right on up. That's a nice race car right there.
The 40th NASCAR Busch Series race in the history of the Hickory Motor Speedway. Glad you're enjoying it with us on this Easter weekend here on TNN Motorsports. David Green, Kevin LePage, Todd Bodine. Here's Randy LaJoie in the 74. Keep an eye on him today because he has finished second twice in 3 Hickory races. So LaJoie likes these short tracks. Kind of reminds him of home up there in Norwalk, Connecticut. There you see Elton Sawyer in the 14, 00 Buckshot Jones. The 3 is Jeff Green, brother to our race leader David Green. Dick Trickle right behind the pack of cars we were just talking about.
You can see Glenn Allen's car there as he started off the corner, the back end coming out. That is a very unfavorable thing to have here at Hickory. You need the car, if it's going to do anything, to be a little too tight. Once the back end starts around, you have to stay off the throttle or you hit the wall.
From our crane cam high above the speedway, looking down on the back stretch, Mike McLaughlin in the 34. Tried to look inside of Buckshot Jones, but there was nothing there. We're 70 laps complete of 300. Race has been slowed 3 times by caution thus far. If you're curious, track record speed is only 66 miles an hour. When Johnny Rugley did it back here in November of '93, it is probably the most nerve-wracking 65 or 66 miles an hour you're going to go through, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, you run quite a bit faster than that. The reason the time's always down is caution flags. Sure. I mean, you have a lot of bump and run here.
David Green still leads. Glenn Allen Jr. And there you see Nathan Bucky in the 66, Joe Betsy in the 975. Hebron is a couple of laps down. Whoa, oh, he and Curtis Markham, and here comes the 50 machine, Chuck Bound. And good move by old Chuck right there. Saw the opening and just dove for it.
The 08 there is Bobby Donner. He's back in his own car this week, own number, I should say. And right there, Curtis Markham did a very, very smart thing. When you're in the middle part of the race like this, you don't want to make it 3 wide and you be the middle car.
The meat and the sandwich is no fun. Up front, David Green still showing the race leader. Kevin LePage, the 88, is still being shown in second spot. Their lead now is a 2.25 seconds over Randy LaJoie, who is in 3rd. There you see Randy LaJoie, and there's the difference. The first 2 back to the blue car in 3rd. Todd Bodine, the 81, in 4th. That green and yellow car 2 laps down. That was Chad Little.
That was Jimmy Spencer in the 51, just past him. He has already gotten by Jeff Purvis, and now he's pulling down on Todd Bodine.
There you see the leader. Right now, free of race traffic, at least for the next moment or so.
You know, Kevin LePage, first time with the team. He's doing a great job running along here in second just behind David Green. The car looks like it's handling quite well as he starts up on the corner. But this guy leading right now, David Green, that car is doing absolutely everything he asked of it.
Of course, you might remember the name Kevin LePage. As we harken back to a year ago, he was the man who was involved late in the race with the race winner, Chad Little. Kevin's come a long way since then, Johnny Chapman. He works to the outside of Dick Trickle, who carries our onboard camera. If you're an Elliott Sadler fan, he's been on pit road for 5 laps. They're just putting the hood down now on his machine, but he is going many laps down.
That's a great shot right there. You can tell how soft the car is sprung here. Watch the right front. It's right down on the ground. When it hits the straightaway, of course, it comes straight up.
82 laps on the board of 300.
Glenn Allen Jr. got by Dick Trickle there in that last shot.
While this action takes place middle of the pack, back up front, David Green just out for a beautiful Saturday afternoon drive here at Hickory. He has led all of the 84 laps thus far.
To get
the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Very bad dog. Bad, bad dog. Very bad dog. Oh, dear.
A couple of skunks are apt to get boss, so he tries to play possum.
The time has come to say farewell to a man that has touched all of our lives.
Yeah, Boss Hog is touched all right. And the head, the Dukes. Monday at 4.
When other dealers say they can't, Cox can. We say yes when other dealers tell you no. Yes, we can give you more for your trade. We can find the vehicle you want. Yes, we can make financing easier. We can provide the best selection of new and used cars and trucks. We can provide the best service, including Saturdays. And yes, we can beat the competitor's price. So don't let other dealers tell you no. Come to Cox Chevrolet and Cox Geo because yes, Cox can.
Buy auto parts, I want to talk to people who really know what they're doing. The parts pros at Discount Auto Parts. I depend on these folks, like Rich here. I know him, he knows me. He gets me the right part at the right price every single time.
Save on disc pads or brake shoes, regularly to $10.99. Now low priced at only $7.97. And save $4 on all others.
You work on your car? Go with the pros you know.
Go with the pros you know at Discount Auto Parts.
Welcome back, everybody. NASCAR Busch Series Racing from the birthplace of the NASCAR stars. We are live at the Hickory Motor Speedway here on TNN Motorsports under caution because of this incident.
Whoa, Johnny Chapman got into him pretty hard there on the left-hand corner.
So he spins Glenn Allen, and look at the 43. Look at old Rodney Combs just miss him there. So caution for the fourth time as we look from overhead.
Now, you know what? Johnny Chapman had nowhere to go. He had the left sides all the way under the yellow line around the bottom of the racetrack.
Let's see what we could get from Dick Trickle's car looking backward. Hey, you're right. Look at where the white car's left side tires were.
You can only go so far, then you run in the wall on the inside. So Johnny Chapman might have got blamed at first, but he certainly had nothing to do with that. He was cut off coming up through the corner.
Right now, as we continue under caution, leaders have made their pit stops, and that is the man who is right now at the top of the scoring pylon. Dick Trickle leads here at Hickory.
Enter the Performance Zone with Split Fire Performance V spark plugs.
You get your passing gear, you're gone. The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split Fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Split Fire Performance V's, guaranteed.
You can't stop the rain, but you can help stop water spots with new Vision Auto Polish from Turtle Wax. Watch, thousands of gallons of water flood this car's finish. But new water-repellent chemistry from Turtle Wax with 3M technology lets Vision sheet water right off before it can spot, leaving nothing but a long-lasting, brilliant shine. Help stop water spots before they start with new Vision Auto Polish from Turtle Wax.
Know what frustrates me? People use the wrong product to stop water from leaking through their basement walls. They think a water sealer will do the same job as a waterproofer. Water sealers go on thin and only repel water. But Drylock Masonry Waterproofer goes on thick. It fills the pores in the masonry and expands as it dries to form a tough waterproof barrier. Use it on exterior masonry and concrete swimming pools, too. So don't use a water sealer when you need a waterproofer. Use Drylock or latex-based Drylock. They're guaranteed to stop water.
To
get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Sundrop 400 is brought to you by the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Back in the green here at the Hickory Motor Speedway alongside Buddy Baker and with Glenn Jarrett and Larry McReynolds. I'm Eli Gold. 95 laps are complete of the 300, and there you see the leader, 64 car. That is Dick Trickle, the 08 right behind him. Bobby Dotter, he is in second spot. Where is David Green, who led for the first 86 laps? Well, there he is in the middle of the field, following Randy LaJoie to the front. Glenn Jarrett, how did Dick Green get all the way back there?
Eli, they had a bad pit stop. They came in, most of the leaders changed all 4 tires. When Green came in, they had a real problem with the left rear. Got the lug nuts hung on it, so he's very deep in the field. Just now, Phil Parsons was brought in for a stop-and-go penalty. Nobody knows why. They brought him in. The official pointed to the left front fender. The bottom of it ran the air down. There's a little bit of sheet metal damage. There's nothing serious. They're awfully upset. They do not understand why they brought Phil in.
That car, the 95, running in the 11th spot right now, David Green. Meanwhile, Dick Trickle is the leader, 64, the 08. Bobby Dotter. Now, Dotter has stopped twice today. Lap 42, he stopped, and again lap 59. I wonder when Dick Trickle's going to wish he had stopped.
This is going to be a real good question and answer right here. Trickle has not stopped. Bobby Dotter in the 08 has pressure rubber on the car. Is this going to be a big, significant thing? I guarantee you all the race teams are watching right now to see what happens.
Only 2 retirees, Tommy Houston and Elliott Sadler, having parked their machines. Everybody else, 29 others, still out there racing as we're 1/3 of the way through this Sundrop event.
You know, Eli, I'm watching Dick Trickle right now. His car is working extremely well all the way through the corner. Of course, this is not the front group that's running right behind him right now. The guys that were leading just a second ago, Purvis, I guess, is the closest thing to the ones that were first 5 cars a while ago, but they don't seem to be closing in on Dick Trickle. I think track position has a lot to do with the Hickory Motor Speedway.
Purvis is the 4 car. And now smoke coming out from the Mike McLaughlin automobile. You see him there in turns 1 and 2? Mike McLaughlin trying to go around David Green, but that smoke began out in turn 4.
You notice he's not smoking down the straightaway. The minute he gets pressure in the corner there, it starts smoking, so he's got a fender or something rubbing on that car. I can't figure out what it is, but it's right side. See it start.
Go figure, a fender rubbing on you here at Hickory.
You'll see it quit smoking as he starts down the straightaway here. It quits right there. Now when the pressure goes back on the car, it starts smoking again.
This is at lap 106 with Dick Trickle continuing to lead.
That's Jeff Green in the number 3 car there.
He'll take 11th away from Mike McLaughlin now. McLaughlin, the 34, back to 12th spot, and could lose that as well. Jeff Purvis in the 4. He's caught second place, the 08. That's Bobby Dotter. The race leader there. Duralube colors for Dick Trickle. Again, most everybody thought this was Trickle's first ever visit here to Hickory. He said, He said, when Ned Jarrett was promoting at this racetrack 25 years ago, he brought me down here.
Todd Bodine right there, and just under him is Jimmy Spencer subbing this week for Jim Bowden in the 51. 3 wide, just go back straight away. Todd Bodine says, whoa!
And Chuck Bound in the 50, just waiting and watching as Spencer gives us the ride to the inside.
Well, I would have bet money Spencer wasn't going to back off.
No, I would bet that's a pretty good gamble right there. the 81. He's been in the top 5 all afternoon long. We're 112 laps in to this 300-lap event. Chuck Bound there coming off the corner. As the smoke from Mike McLaughlin's car continues, you'll get a glimpse of it every now and then.
You see Randy LaJoie there in the 74 and David Green. Now, when they were up front, they just run away from everybody. Right now, they're in line, and they really can't just pull out and pass. It's very difficult to pass here, no matter how good your race car is.
Up front, Dick Trickle. Now has Jeff Purvis behind him in the 4. Purvis is up to the 2nd spot.
Now, Eli, Jeff Purvis has fresh tires on that car. Now, watch him getting forward bite up out of the corner. He seems to really have the run here. He's on the outside. That is not the preferred line, but his car is very fast at the moment.
Of course, Jeff Purvis probably has as much short track racing experience as has Dick Trickle in ratio. Obviously not the number of years, but Purvis runs the short tracks just like Dick Trickle has for centuries, it would seem. And caution is on the Speedway now. Caution for debris on the racetrack. There you see it, and we are going to yellow for the 5th time here this afternoon. Glad you're able to spend time with us here this weekend, an Easter weekend celebration here at Hickory Motor Speedway. We've had time to talk about what Easter means to so many of these drivers, and one who had a special greeting for you is Jimmy Spencer.
I hope the Lord blesses everybody with a good, safe Easter. We all got to remember what the Lord did for us many, many years ago, and hopefully everybody can enjoy a good Easter with their family.
They can make a rough road feel this smooth. They can make the most demanding road feel safer. And right now, Monroe Sensatrack shocks and struts are on sale. Buy 3 and get the 4th one free. That's one safe deal. Buy 3 and get the 4th one free. Only on Monroe Sensatrack, only for a limited time. So go straight to a Monroe Ride Expert Center today. Or call 1-800-STRUT now.
I had the dream again.
Go back to sleep.
But this time it was different. I was having a hearty sausage and egg biscuit. You know, big helping of eggs, sizzling sausage with savory spices. One of those incredible biscuits.
Made from scratch?
Right. But this time it only cost 99 cents.
That's not a dream. That's a deal.
There's nothing like Hardee's delicious sausage and egg biscuit. Only 99 cents for a limited time. It's all Hardee's.
All mine.
When do they open?
Only 6 more hours.
Vacationing here. But one thing's for sure. North Carolina will never leave you.
Hurry into Pep Boys, where right now you can get any 4 all-season 35,000-mile tires for just $109. Any size, any 4 35,000-mile tires in stock, $109. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Welcome back, everybody. After pit stops for Dick Trickle, Jeff Purvis has taken over as the new leader here at the Sundrop 400 at Hickory. You know, this has been a very interesting Easter weekend, and we've got a very interesting Peerless Faucet feature that Glenn Jarrett stumbled upon.
You know, normally when we show you an innovation concerning stock car racing, it has something to do with the cars, the equipment, something new that they've come up with. That's not the case here at Hickory Speedway this weekend. What's older than motherhood? When the souvenir rigs got here a few days ago, they found this mother bird nesting, protecting her eggs. Now, what's more important on Easter weekend than eggs? I don't know of anything. They all got together, decided, no, we're going to rope off this space. This mother has rights here. She was here first. We're going to let her bring up her family, protect her. We're not going to dye these eggs either.
Sounds fair enough. That innovation in motion brought to you by Peerless Faucet. Get more out of your faucet than just water. There's Mike McLaughlin's car on pit road. Looks as though the Royal Oak charcoal is about ready to throw a couple of stakes on.
That won't be long. I tell you what, whatever that is, they'll have to fix it, or NASCAR won't even let them get back on the racetrack. That thing's really got a lot of smoke coming out of it.
But we are going back to green. Buckshot Jones, this double zero is on the tail end of the lead lap. The race leader, car number 4, Jeff Purvis. And look who's in second, the 51, Jimmy Spencer. The 08 in third spot, that's Bobby Doddard. The 81 is in fourth spot now. That'll be Todd Bodine on board with Jimmy Spencer. All right, let's cinch up the seatbelt to see what happens here.
Well, I'm sure Jeff Purvis would like to have a clear racetrack with Jimmy Spencer that close behind him, but unfortunately he has some lap over traffic just in front of him, just fighting to stay in these lead laps. So right now, if he makes one mistake, Jimmy Spencer will be right there with him.
And the car's ahead of number 4 on the tail end of the lead lap as Mike McLaughlin's car is going to the garage area, joining Tommy Houston and Elliott Sadler as the retirees this afternoon. And Jimmy Spencer trying to look either way around Jeff Purvis.
Eli, just behind them, Todd Bodine is making a tremendous run. He was the car you could see just coming in the picture there. Jimmy Spencer fights for the lead right now, getting into turn 3.
Lap 126. Purvis going wide. They're keeping their distance.
As they're running side by side, neither has the preferred line. You watch Todd Bodine in third place come right up on their rear bumper.
And at lap 128, Jimmy Spencer is the new leader here at Hickory. Again, the racetrack at which he won his very first Busch Series race back many years ago, 1989. And here comes Todd Bodine in the 81.
And just behind them in the yellow car there, the number 1, that's Hermie Sadler. He finished second here last year. He knows this racetrack. Watch for Jeff Purvis maybe to get slid back another spot.
Jeff Green in the 3, the 88. Kevin LePage, he was running in second much of the afternoon. You'll remember he's back in 12th spot now. Doug Hevron, the 75, he is a couple of laps down. Meanwhile, back up front, Hermie's on the prowl in car number 1. He blew an engine here yesterday, and we've got caution on the speedway. Joe Bessie spins in turn number 2. Caution for the 6th time. It'll be on the leaders at lap number 132. Joe Bessie from Scarborough, Maine, puts us under yellow. Jimmy Spencer now showing the way, took the lead at lap number 128. David Green led the first 86 laps. Dick Trickle led from 87 through 119. Purvis led the next 7 laps, and now it is Jimmy Spencer at the head of the leaderboard.
It's over 8 feet long, and most of it's chrome. You can't wait. Valkyrie, May 25th.
In Denton, Texas, a lot of folks who work on their cars go to AutoZone because they know they're going to find quality parts, low prices, great selection, and good people like Tom Robinson. You see, Tom's the kind of guy who really likes to help folks out. And since he's been around cars most all his life, he knows his parts, too. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice from folks like Tom, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
6 cylinders, 6 carburetors, the biggest motor you could get on 2 wheels. You can't wait. Valkyrie, May 25th.
It started here 7 decades ago and continues today. The moments we've shared, the magic we've felt, the music we love. Come celebrate the 70th anniversary of an American tradition, the Grand Ole Opry Live, every Saturday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, only on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Commercial transportation for this telecast has been provided by Ryder, the official transportation company for Opryland. Welcome back, everybody. Jimmy Spencer is the race leader here at Hickory. If you're just looking on and you see Jim Bound's name over the door, we'll mention again, Jim still recovering from the broken ribs that he suffered in Nashville a few weeks ago. So Jimmy Spencer has taken over the chores and doing a darn good job here this afternoon.
Yeah, he's got a few little marks there on the right front corner where race cars don't have horns, so every once in a while you just have to touch somebody to let them know where you're at.
You wonder about Mike McLaughlin. There's the crew changing the radiator, buttoning things up. They hope to get him back in shortly. Picked up some debris, apparently. All the fluid draining from the car. And he will be back shortly. Tommy Houston and Elliott Sadler, the other cars that are behind the wall. Marlon Wright driving the safety car, pulls down the pit lane. We're getting set to go back to green. Jimmy Spencer in the 51. Gets a quick jump. Bill Parsons in the 10 tried to get a lap back, couldn't do it.
See Todd go down there. He's getting great forward bite from the center of the corner of the straightaway now. He's actually running just a little bit faster than our leader, Jimmy Spencer. But Jimmy Spencer, I'll tell you what, he's got to be one of the toughest guys on the racetrack to race against because he runs every lap like it's the last one. Great race car driver.
Should we say what Jimmy told us yesterday? I asked him how practice was going. He said, it's going well. He said, the car is good. He said, but I think the first guy I passed, I had to touch him just a little bit.
They better get going. Hermie Sadler there in the 1 car is making this thing a good fight right now. Todd goes down, looks in his mirror, and all he sees is Hermie Sadler.
Hermie's last 3 races here have ended up with top 10 finishes, including, as Buddy told you, runner-up last year, which turned out to be Hermie Sadler's best finish of the season.
You know, you can be running. Oh, we have trouble off turn 4.
Spinning around the NC State colors. Caution, no. Johnny Chapman still sits. Whoa, leaves some debris behind him, though. And let's see, NASCAR is going to look, and yes, he'll have to throw the caution. Debris being left behind the Johnny Chapman automobile, and we're under caution. It'll come out for the leaders at lap 142. There you see the remnants. So caution for the 7th time this afternoon. Still Jimmy Spencer showing the lead. Second spot, Todd Bodine. You've got Hermie Sadler, Jeff Purvis, all have run well this afternoon. And we're within shouting distance of halfway, just 8 laps away from the crossed flags. You know, everybody is here on this Easter weekend, competitors and NASCAR officials alike, including Mike Helton, NASCAR's Vice President of Competition.
Being raised in Bristol in Appalachian Mountains, Easter means quite a bit to anybody that has any kind of religious background. And my mother and father brought me up to have a lot of respect for God and the Easter Sunday, but it also means springtime and everything kind of coming back to life. So it's a special day, and I'd like to wish everybody a happy Easter out there.
Maybe it's because their frames are welded instead of bolted. Or because their decks are stamped from a single piece of steel. Or maybe it's the fact that they have the highest resale value in the industry.
Oh, hey, I always wanted one of these. Thanks.
But the truth is, when people are asked what kind of lawn tractor they'd like as a gift,
Happy birthday, Dad.
most say the same thing.
Enter the Performance Zone with Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs.
Get your passing gear, you're gone. The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my cars.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Split-Fire Performance V's, guaranteed.
To win at this level, you need to have team players.
You need to have team spirit.
And you definitely got to have team coverage. The NHRA on TNN Motorsports. It doesn't get any closer.
By now, everyone knows that Marine Surplus has just about any part or accessory for your boat, no matter how big or small. And everyone knows that Marine Surplus has over 21,000 square feet of boating supplies in stock.
But did you know that Marine Surplus has been in business for over 10 years and in that time has acquired a knowledgeable, experienced staff who can help you find just what you're looking for or provide tips on making installation easier. So when you're looking for a part and maybe some helpful advice, think of the friendly people at Marine Surplus.
You wash the car. Fact. You will never date a supermodel. Fact. You can't get a great deal on a great bike. Well, fact this. Right now, at Suzuki Fest 96, get a new V-Twin Intruder 1400 or a stunning RF 900R for only 9.9% APR. And we'll top it off with $300 towards your choice of accessories. Free! But hurry, Suzuki Fest 96 ends April 30th. One more fact. There's always lots of legal stuff at the end of a commercial.
Available at Granny Suzuki, located on 17th Street in Sarasota. What are you waiting for?
Getting set to go back to green. Don't forget, if you're into the Information Superhighway, NASCAR's official website at the address you see on the screen, schedules, points, qualifying information, and a lot more. NASCAR online. NASCAR on the racetrack here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Good scramble now for second behind Jimmy Spencer. And Joe Bessie spins here on the main straightaway. Joe Bessie spins, and caution, as you see from the hands of Carl Simmons. Lap 148, here come the leaders back to the stripe. So lap 148, Joe Bessie, who spun off turn number 2 earlier, now spins here on the main straightaway. He was running 1 lap down at the time of the incident. Bessie was in 17th spot. And if you're a Mike McLaughlin fan, he's back on the racetrack after those radiator repairs, being shown 16 laps in arrears. We are live at Hickory, North Carolina. Jimmy Spencer leads.
Get a grip on this. Tools that built the USA. Get a grip on this. Then you can be the best. Today, yeah, when you grip on it.
When you need a grip on life's little challenges, get a grip on Channel Lock.
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it.
If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
These people just witnessed an amazing demonstration. We put this Duraloop treated engine through the ultimate torture test. We drained all the oil, all the water, then flooded it with a fire hose. It kept on running because Duraloop protects your engine like no other product can.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself.
Now let Duraloop make a believer out of you. Duraloop, peace of mind in a bottle.
Do you crave excitement? Then listen up.
CNN Motorsports and Miller present the Win with the Driver Sweepstakes Year 2. We're bringing it back for repeat performance. Enter today and you can win a trip for 2 to one of these live Winston Cup races. You'll also get spending money, a complimentary team jacket, a tour of the Miller team's rig and pit, meet Rusty Wallace, and more.
Hey, cool.
And if Rusty wins the race, you get $5,000. If he finishes, you pocket a cool grand.
You feeling lucky?
To enter, send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to this address.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your entries.
Get your entry in by April 19th. Then watch race day on TNN April 28th to find out if you're going to the Winston Select. Remember, if you don't win this time, your entry is eligible for the next drawing.
Enter now.
This sweepstakes is brought to you by Split Fire Spark Plugs and 104 Plus Octane Boost.
Welcome back, everybody. The Sundrop 400, of which 300 laps are being run today for the NASCAR Busch Series. We are here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Let's see what happened to Joe Bessie.
See Joe there getting a little encouragement there from the 92 car of
Larry Pearson.
Yeah, Larry Pearson. What happened there, though? Bessie come down just a little bit. Pearson was all the way under the yellow line when they made contact, so just short track racing.
And there is Joe's crew going to work on his Delco Ramey Chevrolet. If you're curious about David Green, who led the first 86 laps today, he is now back into 8th spot after his pit stop of earlier. Let's go to his pit area, Glenn.
Well, Butch Enders, the crew chief on the car was perfect. It seemed like early on he could run anywhere he wanted to, but that's when he had a clean racetrack ahead of him. How is the car now that he's buried in the field?
The car's real good right now. He was a little bit loose at the start, so on that first stop we tightened him up a little bit, and He feels real good with the car. He just needs to get back up front and just trying to be patient right now and ride right along there.
Well, that's hard to do here at Hickory, but you have to be patient. David is one of the cars that's pitted down on this new section of pit road. Look at the view that we've got of the whole first and second turn here. Now, I've stationed myself down here. That's where a lot of the leaders are. So, guys, whatever happens up there in the racetrack, you will keep me informed, won't you?
Definitely will. Don't worry about that. Speaking of keeping informed, tomorrow, 12 noon, race day will be on the air right here on TNN Motorsports with the evening edition at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Normally, it is Rick Benjamin at the host, but it'll be Mike Hogwood, the Easter Bunny, filling in for Rick Benjamin tomorrow right here on TNN Motorsports. Race day, 12 noon and 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Lap 153 up on the board, and Jimmy Spencer shows the way. Right behind him now, Todd Bodine, the 81. He is running in second. The lapped car of Phil Parsons. There's number 1, Hermie Sadler. He is in third. And Jeff Purvis is running in fourth. There he is, car number 4. 1 car, 2 cars together now. There you see Buckshot Jones. Chuck Bowen was the other car on the scene, having pulled away. And caution. Caution again. Lap number 156. Buckshot Jones, who spun in turn 2 at lap number 59, spins here, and that's a break for the Channel Lock team as Phil Parsons will come back around and get his lap back. So Phil Parsons benefits from somebody else's misfortune. So we continue under caution here, which at Hickory, of course, happens on a fairly regular basis. Hey, our social calendar of the air. We better not go through this afternoon without saying a big hello and a congratulations to Nancy Neal. She is the Director of Public Relations for TNN. She and Dennis Adcock are getting married this weekend. Dennis is the crew chief for Chuck Bowen's NASCAR Winston Cup team. So, wish we could all be there at about 6 o'clock today, but unfortunately we're here at Hickory. But certainly our thoughts are with Nancy and Dennis and everybody there in Nashville.
Yeah, they said they were going to watch the first part of this race. Hello, Nancy, and I understand y'all will be leaving there and going to the Hillwood Country Club for your marriage ceremony.
And also a congratulations to Katie Haas from TNN, new addition to the family. Natalie Rose Turner was born to Katie and Bill Turner the other day. So the popular host of Wild Horse Saloon and Primetime Country, she's on with Tom Wopat. Our congratulations to the Turner family. Katie, you did good. Now it's time for an AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Here's Larry McReynolds.
Thanks, Eli. Forever here at Hickory at these races, the pit road has only had 20 pit boxes. That means a lot of teams would have to double up on their pit stops and cause mass confusion. They would actually exit pit road right here going into turn 1. You heard Glenn spoke about earlier the new pit road. What they've done, they've added 11 pits around this corner, and now the cars actually go back out on the racetrack going into turn 2. Now, the downside of this is, remember, the 20-mile-an-hour pit road speed. That means you've got that much distance that you have to maintain that slow speed, and if you pit on the green, it can really cost you a lot of valuable time.
Larry McReynolds on pit road. It's got to be terribly frustrating to stay 20 miles an hour. Of course, it's that way for everybody, but it's against what you guys were brought up to do, buddy.
Well, you run all day, and then you have to crawl through the pit area, and it really is tough to maintain that speed, but I guarantee you NASCAR is watching. If you speed through there, they'll bring you right back in.
We had mentioned that Phil Parsons got his lap back before. He is now 1 lap down, so we are making sure you understand Phil not on the lead lap, but did get back to 1 in arrears to the race leader. Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett again on pit road.
Well, Eli, I'm in Phil's pit stall, and as I told you earlier, he had that stop-and-go penalty. What happened then, the cars came back to the line to take the caution flag. Phil got his lap back going into turn 1 as that caution came out, but NASCAR had ruled that the leader had already taken the caution flag, so they had to put Phil back 1 lap down. He is now the first car in the outside lane trying to beat Jimmy Spencer. He had successfully doing that so far.
So 16 teams being shown on the lead lap right now. Jimmy Spencer, Todd Bodine, Hermie Sadler, and Jeff Purvis. Bobby Dotter, Randy LaJoie is on the lead lap in 6th. Larry Pearson in 7th. David Green is 8th. Jeff Green is 9th. 10th on the restart now will be Kevin LePage. As into high gear they go and back into the corner. Lap 161 of 300.
Boy, Todd Bodine's car, 81 car there running in second place. What great forward bite he's getting off of the corner there. As you see, Hermie Sadler trying to make a move now to get under Phil Parsons. He's running in third place. You're riding in Phil Parsons' car. Look how close they come to the wall down the back straightaway.
Lap 161, there you see your top 10. 16 teams are on the lead lap in total. Phil Parsons, the first car a lap down, he's in 17th. And again, if you're just tuning in, the 51, normally Jim Bound, but it's Jimmy Spencer here this weekend. Jim Bound still recovering from those rib injuries suffered in Nashville. Let's be honest here. What does this do when Jim Bound gets back into the race car?
Well, Jim Bound's a very talented race car driver, and he's very smart to stay out until he gets his rib cage well. I'm really skeptical when they put a driver back in a car injured just for points. They should give him 2 or 3 races to get mended up and the car get the points.
Phil Parsons giving us the view down the main straightaway. Chad Little, we've not talked much about him after his pit stops of earlier. There he is in the 23, being shown in 20th spot now, 1 lap down. Good scramble, the 08 and the 74, that's for position. 74, Randy LaJoie. The 08, they'll swap 5th spot around. Here comes the 92, Larry Pearson. The 95, David Green. All of those positions, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th spot.
You know, Eli, I think it's the best run Larry Pearson's had all year. You see David Green moving in on his back bumper there, but Larry Pearson has just been on a steady march towards the front since the very beginning of the race.
Well, listen, here's a guy who's got 16 top 10 finishes in 18 visits here. Only twice has Larry Pearson come here and not finished in the top 10. So the man likes this racetrack. They know how to set up for it.
See the number 57 there, that's Jason Keller fighting with Bobby Dotter as they come off down the front straightaway. Keller makes the move.
And there you see the interval now as we take you around the racetrack. There's David Green getting the move on Larry Pearson. So move Green up to the 7th spot, Pearson to 8th. Jeff Green, he's the 3 car, he's running in 9th. And Dick Trickle comes down pit road. Dick Trickle, who led from lap 87 through 119. There you see the fluid venting out of the overflow.
Boy, that means it's running extremely hot. That's the overflow out of the radiator. You see the steam coming out. He's probably running 260, 270 degrees on the water right there.
Meanwhile, up front again, those 3 men battling for the lead. Spencer, Todd Bodine, and Hermie Sadler in the 1.
Hermie Sadler is showing a lot of muscle, Eli. That's the 1 car. As you see him going down there, he's running these lead cars down some 8-10 car lengths in the last 3 laps. Now he's making his presence known.
Of course, Hermie Sadler, God bless him, he needs a good finish this year. He has finished 32nd, 41st, 21st, 40th, 18th, 13th. Good battle for the lead. Todd Bodine got the jump on Spencer.
I know Hermie Sadler says, hold him up till I get there so I can get by him too.
The battle for the lead in lap 174 of 300.
Spencer's not going to go away easy. You see him putting up a tremendous fight as they go down in the corner. You see Todd Bodine in the 81 there trying to take the spot from Spencer. He does not seem to have the muscle. Spencer can run the outside as well.
At the same time, Randy LaJoie has moved around in the background there, around Jeff Purvis. So he's up into the 4th spot now, but this battle for the lead is a dandy. New sponsor for Todd Bodine, the folks from Cape Canaveral Cruise Lines. They announced it officially a week or so ago.
Anything but smooth cruising right there. You see him bumping just a little bit. You can see the tire marks down the side of Todd Bodine's car as they go in the corner. Jimmy Spencer will not go away quietly.
For scoring purposes, Todd has now led a lap. Of course, there were no bonus points for the NASCAR Busch Series, but Todd did beat Spencer to the line in lap 176. So he is the leader of the Sundrop 300.
You're riding with Jimmy Spencer down in the corner there, and you see Todd Bodine finally makes a move on him as Hermie Sadler tries to get his car in position. But look who's there now, Randy LaJoy in the 74 car.
There's LaJoy. David Green's closing too right there. There he is, a 95.
Well, David Green is driving the type of race that a champion has to run. He cannot get himself up there and battle every lap. But Randy LaJoy right now is second place in the point standings after today. And I'll tell you what, he's moving in there to make this thing a real battle as you see him getting by Hermie Sadler in turn 2.
There's a heck of a race here today. Glad you're with us on TNN Motorsports. There you see LaJoy now in third. He's gotten around Hermie. So Hermie Sadler back into the fourth spot. Still 16 cars on the lead lap. 4 cars are 1 lap down. A couple are 2 laps down. Dick Trickle is still on pit road if you're curious. They've lost the water pump belt is what Glenn Jarrett and Larry McReynolds tell us from the pit lane.
You can see David Green get into the left-hand corner there of Hermie Sadler. Just a little nudge. It's just short track racing. He certainly knows he didn't mean to do it, but when you go down in the corner running as close as these guys are, all you got to do is back off the throttle just for a second and you'll get tagged.
184 laps on the board. Still a lot of racing here in Hickory. Been an overcast day. Rained up until midday. But the fans have turned out, haven't they? Goodness. Benny Yunt and Bob Friedman, they've got to be smiling. Here's a good scramble now. LaJoy inside of Spencer. Give him second. So Randy LaJoy, who, as we told you here, has had some superb runs. He has finished second twice in 3 Hickory starts. He now finds himself knocking on the door with race leader Todd Bodine. Don't leave us. It's a Chevy sweep right now of the top 10.
Weed Be Gone from Ortho kills up to twice as many weeds as other brands, and it won't harm your lawn.
To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later.
Pure oil later.
In the Stanley Laboratories, we find out just how good our decorative mirror doors are by opening and closing them over 100,000 times. Funny, isn't that the same way you do it? Decorative mirror doors from Stanley.
My brakes are gone. Any chance I could get that fixed in a couple of hours?
Tell you what, leave it here. I'll see what I can do. Check in periodically.
I was wondering, how's my car coming?
I have 3 of my best guys on it right now.
With Pep Boys 12 service bays and expert technicians, you're in and out fast. 26,000 items, tires and service too. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Sundrop 400 is brought to you by Pep Boys. 26,000 items at the guaranteed low price. Tires and service too. Everything but gas. And by Peerless Faucet. Get more out of your faucet than just water. Welcome back, everybody. Working caution for the 10th time this afternoon here at Hickory. Todd Bodine being shown as the race leader, but some stories developing on the pit lane. Let's go first to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, down at this end, Eli, Randy LaJoy and David Green were pitted right in front of me. They came in and changed 4 tires. Once again, David Green had a little bit of a problem with the left rear tire. I don't know if there's a jamming air gun or something, but anyway, several cars got by him. Those are the cars that are pitted directly in front of me down here. So they were 4 tire stops. The tire rule today is 2 tires per position. So this should be the last tires that they could change under caution without penalty. Larry?
Okay, looked like most of what's going on up on my end of pit road, Glenn, was 4 tires. Hermie Sadler got 4 tires, and you know, when I look around this pit crew, I see some Winston Cup guys here. I see one of Jack Roush's crew members. They just had an awesome stop with 4 tires. Likewise, Larry Pearson took 4, Kevin Page took 4. To me, the interesting strategy is Jeff Purvis only took 2 left sides, so with 100 laps to go, he still has 4 fresh tires.
And he also has the lead because of his 2-tire stop. There's the damage to the Chuck Bound automobile as we are about set to get the 1 to go signal from flagman Carl Simmons, and we'll be going back to racing here. You know, we talked about the great run for Randy LaJoie today. That team has run well here, and of course he's got Steve Bird working as his crew chief, and that's almost an unfair advantage, as well as Birdie has done over the years.
Yeah, Birdie says, you know, he's really right for this race, but we want to say hello to his father who just got out of the hospital, Amos Bird. We're all thinking about you. We hope you're well very soon.
Going back to green here in moments as the 1 to go signal has been displayed to the field. Quick reminder, folks, it was a great success a year ago. TNN's Salute to Motorsports at Opryland coming up this year, the 26th through the 30th of June. For more information, call the number you see on the screen, 615-889-6611. Call them Monday through Friday and join us all in Nashville. The TNN Salute to Motorsports coming up in late June. Green flag. Bill Parsons being shown on the tail end of the lead lap now. Car number 10, the Channel Lock colors. He is on the tail end of the lead lap. Jeff Purvis with the 2 left side tires. Car number 4 is the race leader. Hermie Sadler, car number 1, is behind him. The 23, Chad Little, a couple of laps down from problems earlier in the afternoon.
Yeah, Jeff Purvis needs to put him away pretty quick here because the Hermie Sadler car is moving in, trying to get his lead right now. Jason Keller in 3rd place as they start into turn 1.
Glenn Jarrett is down in Hermie Sadler's pit.
Well, I was wondering, Eli, if this lower in the pit road here might be a disadvantage because Hermie got out so fast. We thought he changed 4 tires, but now the report is he only changed 2, so that's why he got out so fast.
Okay, so the clarification from pit lane. And again, if you weren't with us earlier, the new pit road configuration. And there's Hermie in the 1 against Jeff Purvis in the 4. That is the battle for the lead.
The 57 there, Jason Keller. He's had a dreadful year, but you know how long it takes to turn a dreadful year into a great year? 1 win. These guys are going for it right now.
And here they come to the stripe. Lap 199 will go up on the board. So 101 laps remain. Further back now, you'll also see the Randy LaJoie car, 74, inside of Todd Bodine. Jimmy Spencer's a 51. They are about 12th or 13th on the racetrack in traffic. They are running 4th, 5th, 6th on the leaderboard, but they are caught up in traffic, about 12th to 13th back in line.
See David Green there in the 95 car, the yellow and black car. He does not have a mark on that race car, and he has run a super competitive race all day today. That's how you win championships, keeping that race car clean.
Hermie Sadler now at the front of the field as we watch the middle of the pack in David Green. Green led the first 86 laps today in the Caterpillar car. And there up front, Phil Parsons in the 10 has gone a lap down. Now Chad Little, who's in front of Hermie Sadler, is on the tail end of the lead lap. So now that Phil has gone a lap down, Chad Little on the tail end of the lead lap, ahead of race leader Hermie Sadler. There's the distance back to the 51, the 74, the 4, and the 81.
I think Brandon LaJoie might be the fastest car on the racetrack, but he does not have the real position on the racetrack to make that charge right at the moment. Plus, he has to deal with Spencer. He has to get by him to get up towards the front. But you see him going through the corner. Randy LaJoy, the 74 car there. Watch him go down the straightaway. It looks like a rocket.
2 seconds behind the leader. Those cars you're looking at right there, 2 seconds behind the race leader, Hermie Sadler. Jason Keller, the Slim Jim colors, he's being shown in second spot. There you still see Spencer, the 51. He's in third. Randy LaJoy in the 74, next in line. This has been a dandy. That's one thing. You get a short track race, you get your 10, 11, dozen cautions, what have you, but it keeps the cars bunched up. Nobody's able to pull away here today.
Boy, this is a grown-up chess game between these two cars right now. The 51 there, Jimmy Spencer, as hard a driver as anyone in the field. And Randy LaJoy, who has a lot of practice on a racetrack like this. He was brought up at a place called Seacomp, which is very, very similar to this racetrack. They call it Cement City, and you can see right now that Randy LaJoy has everything going his way, except for one thing. He needs to get by Spencer to get to the lead.
Far easier said than done. 210 laps on the board. There's the battle for the lead, Hermie Sadler and Jason Keller. Let's go back down to Glenn Jarrett, still in Hermie Sadler's pit.
Well, Eli, I'm going to correct myself, and I apologize. Hermie did take on 4 tires. I sent my runner up to that end of pit road. Jason Keller is the one that only changed 2 tires. He only had 2. But Hermie did indeed change 4 and beat everybody out. I think that being on this lower end of pit road down here is a little bit of a disadvantage because Hermie came in third, came out first. And like I said, David Green once again had a bad pit stop. So my apologies to Hermie's crew. Great job, guys. They changed 4 tires and beat them all out.
So there's the update. We are at lap number 213. Hermie Sadler, the leader, but he's not able to shake Jason Keller.
I own an auto repair center. And when it comes to helping people make good decisions about their cars, I recommend All Pro and bumper-to-bumper auto parts. Look, cars don't break down on schedule. When I need quality parts, All Pro and bumper-to-bumper come through with expert service, a great selection, competitive prices, and convenient hours. I depend on All Pro and bumper-to-bumper because my customers depend on me. So when you need an auto parts specialist, whether it's in my garage or yours, shop where I shop. All Pro and bumper-to-bumper auto parts.
If I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it.
If I wasn't here, I wouldn't have believed it.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
These people just witnessed an amazing demonstration. We put this Duraloop treated engine through the ultimate torture test. We drained all the oil, all the water, then flooded it with a fire hose. It kept on running because Duraloop protects your engine like no other product can.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it myself.
Now let Duraloop make a believer out of you. Duraloop, peace of mind in a bottle.
Someday, the Chevrolet Tahoe Sport Utility shows why it's earned the right to become Motor Trend's Truck of the Year for 1996. Then we'll take you to Las Vegas for a behind-the-scenes look at the world's largest trade show for automotive performance products. And we'll profile the trend-setting Ford sedan from 1940.
The cutting edge of automotive journalism. Motor Trend Television. Sunday, only on TNN Motorsports.
Welcome back, everybody. We are live at Hickory Motor Speedway. That is the battle for the lead still. Hermie Sadler just ahead of Jason Keller in the Slim Jim machine. The interval back now to the third place man, Randy LaJoy, in that blue car there. So it's almost half this racetrack, and he's pulled away from Jimmy Spencer. Let's show everybody how it happens.
Well, you see Randy LaJoy in the 74 here. He's going on the inside. He gets that track position and makes it look pretty easy. Once he gets on the inside, you see him accelerate up off the corner. Great forward bite. Now he's putting some great distance on Jimmy Spencer. I think Randy LaJoy might be the fastest car out there, but he's got some distance to make up on our 2 leaders.
He is in third spot, 3 4/10 seconds behind second. Dick Trickle's back on the racetrack, if you're curious. Just came back out after the replacement of that water pump belt. As we go back up front, lap number 223. And don't forget Jimmy Spencer and Todd Bodine. There's the interval from those two back to LaJoy. And here comes Spencer and Todd Bodine. It's amazing they've still got, well, I'll tell you, amazing they got sheet metal on. They've been battling pretty strong out there.
And there's David Green in the 95. Just behind him, you see Todd Bodine taking a look on the inside of Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy's giving him a lot of racing room. He knows he's a little bit off on the chassis right now. He's letting him go pretty much.
You see who's right behind him? That's David Green. Here comes the cat colors.
Okay, you see Jimmy there coming up out of the corner. He's not really holding the fire down on Todd Bodine. He realizes his car is not quite as good as it was just a second ago.
And David Green gets by as well. And there goes Randy Porter doing the spin in the corner.
No caution there. He just went around and they continue to go.
Lap 227 on the board. 300 making up the total distance here today. Hermie Sadler ahead of Jason Keller. Keller's one win coming at Indianapolis Raceway Park last year. Hermie Sadler, after a rather tough start to this season, trying to get back on board. He hasn't won in his last 50 starts. Got to go back to the Orange County Speedway in April of '94 to find when Hermie last went to victory lane. He has 2 wins in NASCAR Busch Series competition. Oh, and a turn number 4. Almost. Did it almost, yeah.
Well, you see Jason Keller there. He only took on 2 tires, but he's able to keep this pace up pretty well. So, you know, if he'd have took on 4 tires, I think he would have given Hermie Sadler anything he can stand.
That's 4th place you're looking at now. The 81, Todd Bodine, David Green in the 95, and caution is on the Speedway. Caution is on the Speedway. The leaders will take it at lap number 232. Mike Dillon in the Detroit gasket car. Problems there in the right front. So Mike Dillon brings out the caution as he cut a tire going into turn number 1.
Eli, you can see the whole right side is just torn up there on that race car.
He was running in 8th place on the lead lap, so this is a tough break right there for this racing team. 231 on the board of 300 within shouting distance of the finish. Hermie, though, has a lot of competitors yet to deal with.
It's 400 miles of rocky, rutted trails with enough bumps and jumps to shake a truck to pieces. But if you think an endurance race through the Arizona desert is a real torture test for a truck, just imagine what it can do to a battery. That's why Parker 400 winners Dan Smith and Dave Ashley chose a battery they could depend on to go the distance. The Duralast battery. The same Duralast you can depend on for your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Talladega is a technical track. To win there, you got to understand the draft and be able to use it to your advantage. Knowing when to make your move, where to make your move. It's just an all-day drafting chess game. High bank, flat out running, 30-car drafts. You're hooked up in a 200-mile-an-hour freight train, and you can race 500 miles and just win by inches.
Busch Beer is proud to bring you the great tracks of NASCAR, now featuring the Talladega Super Speedway.
That's Talladega. You just run flat out all day long.
Hey, I'm Tom Wopat. We got a great week on Primetime Country. Stars like Hank Williams Jr., Charlie Pride, Mark Colley, and the Smokin' Armadillos. Tune in.
Primetime Country, weeknights on TNN, the Nashville Network.
Selection, quality, and service. The 3 reasons to make Leeds your #1 stop for building supplies. Leeds offers a large selection of almost any type of building materials for any size project. Leeds' attention to quality is evident in everything from our competitive pricing to our customer satisfaction guarantee. Leeds' customer-focused service includes free estimates and free delivery from our fleet of trucks to both consumers and contractors alike. All you need is the idea. We'll do the rest. Leave all your building needs to Leeds.
Buy auto parts, I want to talk to people who really know what they're doing. The parts pros at Discount Auto Parts. I depend on these folks, like Rich here. I know him, he knows me. He gets me the right part at the right price every single time.
Save on disc pads or brake shoes, regularly to $10.99. Now low priced at only $7.97. And save $4 on all others.
You work on your car? Go with the pros you know.
Go with the pros you know. At Discount Auto Parts.
Continuing under caution here at Hickory, lap 234. Hermie Sadler continues as the race leader. Time now for the Pep Boys driver profile. Pep Boys for quality parts, tires, and service. That's the man we feature is at a tough climb to the top.
You know, we've never given up. We've been kind of all over the spectrum, kind of drove every kind of car I think there is, every division. And finally, we got a good home here. We had a good home up north with Quint Bovair, but he knew going in I wanted to be down here, and that wasn't a problem with him. I think I need a couple more years of experience because the Winston Cup is so tough. They've got so many teams that are really so competitive. The Busch Series is a good experience for that because it's the same thing here, but I need to get more comfortable on the bigger tracks, I think, before we go to Winston Cup racing.
Just did miss Rookie of the Year honors to Jeff Fuller a year ago, but Curtis Markham, a very talented young driver, and he mentioned Quint Bovair, his old Skoll car owner up in the Busch North Series. That was a pretty potent combination there. As we're back to green, lap 237. Hermie Sadler, car number 1, the leader, has Randy Porter now as a bumper between himself and Keller. Keller's in that red and yellow number 57.
He ran in the door there in the 74 car. This has really played into his hands this morning. Right up on the leader. At one time there, he was about a straightaway behind, and now he's right there on the back of Jason Keller's back bumper.
There you see the top 10, so you'll know where your favorite is running. Also on the lead lap, Larry Pearson, Glenn Allen Jr. Oh, David Green's right in there, the 95. All those cars are battling for position except the second man in line.
See David Green there at the end of that line right there, the yellow and black car, the cat car. He made 2 or 3 looks on LaJoie there on the inside, but he's running for points right now. He's looking at the big picture. He don't want to make his move until he really has to because the car is extremely fast.
David Green waiting. No rush. The 48 car, second man in line, Randy Porter. He is 3 laps down, but everybody else is on the lead lap. Mike Dillon, after problems from that cut tire earlier, losing nearly a dozen laps. He's back on the racetrack now in the Detroit gasket colors.
See Porter there trying to make his lap back up. I would imagine Hermie Sadler's going, I don't really need all this pressure right at the moment because he's running extremely well. That's your second, third, and fourth place car there. The 57, Jason Keller. You see him going through the corner there. Looks like Randy LaJoie is ready to make a move on it.
And they are not really using the move over flag on Randy Porter because for the moment he's not holding anybody up, even though he's 3 laps down. Now on the restart, Carl Simmons is working that blue flag pretty good, but right now the front 2 cars, Sadler and the lap machine, not holding anybody up behind them.
Well, if anything, Randy Porter has moved in on Hermie Sadler 2 or 3 times, but now he'll get the passing flag. You see him holding him up. He's got looks like maybe a problem with the car there.
Well, he certainly gets out of the way in a hurry as everybody goes by, and now it's clear sailing among the top few. But what that move did is allow Hermie to pull away by 1 2/10 seconds. It was a real close call for Keller and a number of others there. Watch Porter's car.
Okay, Porter has trouble right here. You see Jason Keller go way out wide there to miss the car. You see smoke trailing from the Porter car, so he has a problem.
And there he is with a problem in the uniforms machine. Mike Dillon back on the pit lane, and there's Jimmy Spencer in the 51 battling Todd Bodine in the 81. They're battling for 5th spot now. 52 laps from the finish.
See Jeff Green there in the 3 car. He's still right in the middle of this battle. Hadn't talked much about him today, but he's right there with Jimmy Spencer. Spencer's in the 51 as they go along there. David Green makes a move on Randy LaJoie going into turn 1.
David Green, can he keep the car down? Oh, and Randy LaJoie just about turned him, but gave him a chance to save the race car. Gave him a chance to save it.
Yeah, if he'd have stayed on him there, he'd have turned him right around.
No doubt.
They just got together there, and he checked up to give him a chance to get the car straight again.
At the front, Jason Keller has cut 2/10 off the lead. There you see the leader, Hermie Sadler. Now with 50 laps to go, now just 1 second back to second place, Jason Keller. He was 1.2 seconds back a few moments ago. 5th place on back.
Now here's a war right here. Todd Bodine in the 81, the 51 there, Jimmy Spencer, and Jeff Green. I mean, they have been hit. Look at the left rear corner there on Todd Bodine's car. That's a calling card from Jimmy Spencer about 3 or 4 times already.
And look who's here. Jeff Green in the 3. He is on the lead lap, folks. He's running in the 7th spot. 2:53 on the board now of 300.
Oh, they had a little contact.
Oh, and around in turn number 1 goes Elton Sawyer. Elton driving for his wife, Patty Moise, and caution is on the Speedway. This will be for the 12th time today. It comes out for the leaders at lap 2:55 as Elton Sawyer puts us under the yellow yet again. So that's an even dozen caution flags, but the racing is going to be a dandy down to the finish. Stick around. We're coming right back.
You know, I think they're the best fans in the whole world. Most of the tracks we go to, there's not a vacant seat anywhere.
It's great to be part of a sport that keeps getting bigger and better every year.
I love automobile racing. I couldn't be doing this if there weren't people in the grandstand.
They're what make NASCAR.
Just thank you. Thank you for all the times that you come to the racetrack and sit in the rain. Thank you for all the times you come to the racetrack and sit in 200-degree heat.
Thanks.
NASCAR fans, it's true. You're the best in all of sports.
A car engine has as little as 1/1000th of an inch of motor oil protecting its parts. But friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporize, weakening its ability to protect vital parts. Texaco Haviland Formula 3 is formulated to control volatility, fight vaporization, and provide complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the stars.
Enter the Performance Zone with Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs.
If you hit your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Split-Fire Performance Vs, guaranteed.
Napa carries more parts than anyone in the country. And during a big sale, I feel I can carry each one myself.
It's Napa's Spring Savings Sale, where you'll find great prices on the parts and accessories you need. Like assorted Napa car care products, just $169 each. And an exciting racing pack with a video of Mark Martin's preparation for the Napa 500. Plus a 96 scorebook to track the races. Only $10.99. So come gear up for the season at Napa's Spring Savings Sale.
We keep America running.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Sundrop 400 is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, we keep America running. And by Split-Fire. Enter the Performance Zone with Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs. Working the 12th caution of the day, Elton Sawyer was the man who spun. He was the last car in the lead lap. Now watch what happened with Jimmy Spencer and Jeff Green.
See Jeff Green get in the back of Spencer there. He makes a move on the outside. Looked like it touched a little going in the corner. You see Jeff Green going way high there going in the corner. Spencer's got a problem, though. He's got a tire rubbing.
Yeah, there you can see the right front of the Lux car. There's a tie right now, I think, between the right front of Spencer's car and the left rear of Todd Bodine's car. I don't know which one has been chomped at more here this afternoon. All right, here's the situation. Lap 258 is up on the scoreboard right now. Will be going green next time by. Hermie Sadler, the race leader. Jason Keller behind him in second. David Green behind him in third. Then LaJoie, Todd Bodine, Jimmy Spencer, Jeff Green. They're all there snarling for the win.
Boy, Eli, right now, I wouldn't pick a winner for anything because I think David Green might have the fastest car, but does he want to make a move right now? Maybe put himself out. He is leading in the point standing. You see Randy LaJoie in the 74 moving in on David Green as they go into turn 3.
Oh, Hermie got a great jump, though. Hermie Sadler, the race leader. David Green gets around Betsy while at the other end of the racetrack, Len Allen Jr. spins, being shown on the lead lap in 12th spot. He has persevered here this afternoon.
No caution. They continue to go. Hermie Sadler down into turn 1. The car is really hooking up well. Jason Keller there in second spot. Track position is so important here. You see David Green moving in on Keller as we speak.
And again, remember, Hermie Sadler's last 3 races here, he came home in top 10 spots. Second place last year, which was his best finish of the season. Lap 252, 300 on the board.
You said you can't run too wide here. Maybe 3 wide if they get closer to the end. This will be a thing that you watch quite a bit. You see Jeff Purvis there in the 4 car. He's had problems as we go along today.
Now lap 263 as David Green grabs second away from Jason Keller. The 95 around the 57. This is going to be good. Just joining us, David Green led the first 86 laps from the pole. 4th time in a row he has won the Busch pole here at this racetrack. And now he has battled back through traffic and so on. He had some lengthier pit stops, as Glenn was telling us earlier. And now he's back to second with time to chase down Hermie Sadler. That's the Todd Bodine, Jimmy Spencer battle still going on.
Todd Bodine fighting back on the outside. Spencer has a preferred line on the inside of the racetrack. You see Todd Bodine taking that area away from him as they head down the back straightaway.
That is, as you see, for 5th. Here goes Randy LaJoie in the 74. He'll grab the spot away from Jason Keller now. So Keller backslides just a bit in the final 33 laps of the event.
Well, Randy LaJoie is very good, but look at David Green move in on Hermie Sadler for the lead right now. You guys back home that are just starting out racing, that's what patience will do on a racetrack. Look at the difference in the 2 cars. Look at David Green's car, not a mark on it.
Exactly right. It's immaculate, as it can be here after a day at Hickory, but really just a little donut there in the right front, if at all. Hermie goes wide. This is for the lead.
Now, Hermie knows he's down there, but he has the preferred line going in the corner. David Green will have to use a lot of moxie right here to get that position, but David Green can turn left right here and make a move up the back straightaway. His car is excellent.
30 laps to go. Hermie Sadler goes wide again. You give David Green enough of those opportunities, he'll grab the spot.
What does Sherlock Holmes say?
Elementary, my dear Hermie.
Yep, that's what it is right now. You see David Green take the lead there. That just goes to prove no matter how small the track, if you're patient and have a great race car and you know what you're doing, you don't have to knock people out of the way.
So it's been a couple of 100 laps since David Green had the best seat in the house, but he's back there now. Further back, Jimmy Spencer and Todd Bodine haven't given it up yet in their battle for 5th and 6th. Todd's in the 81, Spencer the 51. You've got Jeff Purvis right there as well. Purvis, though, at this point, having dropped off the lead lap.
See Jeff Green making his way back up towards Spencer there. He gave up a lot of track position a while ago, but he has moved right in behind Jimmy Spencer again.
26 laps to the finish. Jeff Green in the 3. He's right in the mix. This is for 5th, 6th, 7th spot.
And you see Jeff Purvis going by Spencer on the outside there. He just took on tires just a few laps ago. That's the difference in fresh tires here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Right, Purvis pitted at lap 234. Spencer and the others pitted at lap 189.
You see Jeff Green trying to make a move there on Spencer as you see Todd Bodine.
Trouble in turn 2. Buckshot Jones goes around and the traffic just does miss him. Buckshot brings out the caution for the 13th time this afternoon. 3rd time he's been involved. So that's the hat trick for Buckshot Jones. Lap 277, just 23 laps to go. We're back for the finish. Stick around. Do not leave us now.
If you're trying to keep cool with Central Air over 10 years old, you must have money to blow. Thought so. A new Luxair high-performance central air or heat pump system could reduce your energy cost and save you money.
Cool by Luxair.
Dependable, affordable comfort comes from Luxair.
Can we come inside? We're cool. Mom.
Call your Luxair dealer and catch the NASCAR 99 Luxair Chevy in all the Busch Grand National Series races.
To get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
The cruising spirit lives. Royal Star by Yamaha.
I had the dream again.
Go back to sleep.
But this time it was different. I was having a hearty sausage and egg biscuit. You know, big helping of eggs, sizzling sausage with savory spices. One of those incredible biscuits.
Made from scratch?
Right. But this time it only cost 99 cents.
That's not a dream. That's a deal.
There's nothing like Hardee's delicious sausage and egg biscuit. Only 99 cents for a limited time. It's all Hardee's.
Oh, mine.
When do they open?
Only 6 more hours.
We are back at the Hickory Motor Speedway. 17 laps to go. 17 remaining for the race leader, 95, David Green. Just ahead of him is Jeff Purvis, who is now on the tail end of the lead lap. Purvis in the 4 car.
Well, Purvis has brand new tires on his car, and that's the difference. He was able to make a move on green when the green flag come out. But you see David Green now, he's starting to reel in Purvis, even with the better tires.
Off the corner they come. Hermie Sadler in second, holding off Randy LaJoy, who's still running in third. Jason Keller next in line. But we keep our eyes on the leaders. They go around Chuck Bound, who spun a few moments ago while we were gone to a commercial break, but he just got the car going. There was no caution. David Green, he's not been to victory lane since March of '95, just over a year ago, 28 races ago. That was his 3rd career win in the NASCAR Busch Series.
Now, Eli, you want to talk about good handling. You see David Green's car, the 95 there. Look at the contrast in the way they run the corners. See David Green right on the yellow line. His Purvis car is washing up the racetrack. They wear those tires out in a hurry when you're sliding the car across the racetrack like that.
Of course, that is good handling car. Plus, David Green will be the first to tell you that Bobby Labonte, who was his Busch Series car owner prior to this year, helped show David a pretty good line around this racetrack when they first came here. And he said, I learned in a hurry because Bobby always got around here pretty well. That's the battle between Jimmy Spencer and David Green.
David Green about 3 inches behind the back bumper there. Jimmy Spencer gives him a little nudge on the right rear corner. That's just to let him know I'm on the outside.
291 laps on the board. It's a good battle. Spencer and Green. Jeff tries to make the move again in car number 3. His car owner, Dale Earnhardt and Teresa Earnhardt, they'd approve of the ride he's given it, but Spencer's tough to unseat right there.
Spencer's car is not handling like it was earlier in part of the race right now. He's having a tremendous hard time in the middle part of the corner. Jeff Green's quite a bit quicker, but Jimmy Spencer's car is running so well down the straightaway, it's hard to make the move on him. If he was to get by, he would drive right away.
Meanwhile, David Green is up by a 2nd and 7/10. 1.7 for David Green. We'll just keep watching this battle here, but wanted to keep you informed up front. He's 1 7/10 seconds ahead of second place Hermie Sadler. 294 on the board. There'll be 5 to go. The field comes around. We have had 13 caution flags, kept things bunched up. David Green, who led the first 86 laps in dominating fashion, now back up front where he wanted to be. Spencer's got a leg everything hanging from the back of that car now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's had quite a bit of contact there with Jeff Green from behind. Jeff is going to have to commit himself to getting by here pretty quick because Spencer is running such a good line, it's going to be hard to get by him.
Back up front, before Purvis on the tail end of the lead lap. Your leader is car 95, David Green, looking for his 4th career NASCAR Busch Series win. It'll be his first here at Hickory.
Eli, you see David Green there. What he wants to do right now is not make a mistake. It's his race to give away. Right now, Hermie Sadler running in second, going into turn 1. It's far enough back that he can really run a great line around the racetrack and not pinch the car and maybe get in trouble.
Working back off the corner. White flag now. White flag from Carl Simmons. That's the battle for 3rd spot we look at, or at least the 3rd place man, Randy LaJoie. But David Green started from the pole, ends in front, but it's been a tough road getting there. But he has gotten back, and some happy fellas down in the Caterpillar pit area. Super job for David Green. But Buddy Baker, you hit it on the head, and I'm sure we'll hear about it in Victory Lane. Keeping your cool, stay patient, and look, there's not a blemish on that race car.
Plan your work and work your plan.
Just that one little donut there on the right side, on the 5, you see? And a couple of scratches on the right rear, but basically, that's showroom condition compared to some of the other fellas out there running. David Green, the winner here at Hickory. We go to Victory Lane as soon as we come back.
Brought to you by Gladiator and Universal Luxury Vans, the official vans of tracks, teams, and drivers throughout the NASCAR world. Call 1-800-445-2825 for a dealer near you.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice, though. Maybe you'd better leave the windows rolled up.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
One of these hammers is jacketed in high-impact polycarbonate. The other one is broken. The fiberglass jacketed hammer from Stanley.
The Krylon Touch
means making the old look new.
The Krylon Touch.
And the boring becomes beautiful. Show your true colors.
Don't just paint, give it the Krylon Touch.
Only with Krylon.
When asked, 9 out of 10 people say they'd rather be on vacation than at home.
Come on.
I'm bored.
You have to
play. I have to practice. Mom, she's a train professional. Do not throw the ducks.
Of course, most of the people they asked didn't own a John Deere, because in survey after survey, folks are more satisfied with John Deere than other lawn tractors.
Honey, it's green.
It sure is.
Anything?
Nothing runs like a deer.
It came from the hills and back roads, a sound of generations that found its way to this humble stage and to the ends of the earth. That stage has grown to become Opryland USA, where fans come to the cradle for the vacation of a lifetime. Call now for passport package information and a free vacation planning guide. 1-800-882-3914. Opryland USA, America's country vacation destination.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Sundrop 400 has been brought to you by Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more life to your car. Take it to the star. And by Stanley. Since 1843, Stanley has been helping people do things right. It's a happy Easter weekend for David Green and the crew down in Victory Lane. Starts from the pole, finishes in front, but Glenn Jarrett was a long way there in the middle, wasn't it?
It sure was for him, Eli, and David being congratulated by all his crew, his lovely new bride, Diane. And David, I tell you, you've won a lot of poles here at Hickory, but finally brought that thing home in first place. That race car was awesome.
Well, it was, Glenn, you know, and it's a little too dark for these, but thanks to Ray-Ban. You know, Kurt and Butch and all the guys did a great job, and like I said before, I learned an awful lot about this racetrack from a dear friend of mine, Bobby, and wished he was here today, Bobby, but, you know, the Caterpillar team did a great job. Every race this year, I've had a great car. We've been really, really close, and, you know, it was just tough today, you know, and Hickory's awful special to me, and, you know, I wanted to win here, and today was really, really good. And
there was a lot of good cars out there too, but you know, Kurt again does wonders. He keeps me calm down and knows what to do to this race car, but the car was excellent all day.
You guys look to be a real force for the championship.
Well, we sure hope so. It's too early, but you know, I want to thank BSR for building a great race car. K-Tech with the engines, and Goodyear, what a great tire again. Olin shocks everybody. I'm just excited.
Congratulations to David Green. Let's go back up to Eli.
A super effort right there. Average speed of 60.314 miles an hour. That's going to do it for us. Glad you've been able to join. For Buddy Baker, Larry McReynolds, Glenn Joward, I'm Eli Gold. Stay tuned. Race Talk coming up next.